If you're constantly battling low energy, cravings, weight control, watching your health slip away, listen up. There's a simple daily protocol they don't want you to know about that's helping people ditch their meds and reclaim their health. Up to 88% of Americans potentially suffer from some degree of insulin resistance. The Feel Great protocol is a simple 2-step daily system designed to help your body work with you, not against you. Step 1. Unimate, a powerful yerba mate extract clinically shown to boost mood, increase mental clarity, and support fat burning. Step 2. A patented fiber matrix called Balance. Taken before meals, it helps regulate blood sugar, curb cravings, and support healthy insulin response. That's it. No crazy diets, no meds, just science-backed support your body actually understands. Feel Great is perfect for you if you have low energy, weight control, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, poor sleep, diabetes, snacking, sugar cravings, gut health, systemic inflammation. This isn't a trend, it's a transformation. Start today to reclaim your health with the Feel Great protocol.
I'm going to try to get out as much of this information and get it declassified as possible.
So you believe that they raided Mar-a-Lago because they were looking for this? They were looking for the intelligence community assessment, your report on Russia's influence campaign targeting the 2016 presidential election. That's why they raided Mar-a-Lago?
I believe it had to be one of the things that they were looking for. Because look, that report is pretty damning. If people take the time to read it, it's 45 pages. It's spent. We had a dedicated team that spent nearly 2 years down at the CIA looking through this. It was blocked from getting out. And the reason that report is so important, right? That's, let's just dumb it down, simply put. We went through every single piece of intelligence that existed. And if anything, it was clear that if Putin was going to do anything, he probably wanted Hillary Clinton to win. But in fact, if you just apply a little common sense to it, the fact was that nobody around the world thought that President Trump was going to win in 2016. Same with Vladimir Putin. He didn't either. And so when you go through that, that was the intelligence. Every piece of intelligence that existed we went through it. It's in that report. And what do we know? After all this, after all, Trump and Russia and collusion, the two people that didn't collude? Trump and Russia.
And there it is. How is it going out there, my fellow world patriots? Sounds like my son just dropped everything in the world in his room upstairs as we just went live. So if you guys heard that one, I don't think there's a hole in the ceiling. It literally sounded like he dropped like a bag of 1,000 marbles on the floor. So as you guys may or may not have noticed, I was able to put it into the Rumble chat, but not the rest of the chat. Slight change of plans, being that the me plus one or two more today looks like it's going to be me plus nobody today, and I don't know. So the only thing I can say at this moment is Ghost is true to his name, is ghosted at the moment, but we set up a show last week and talked to him a few times this week throughout the week, and that was always the plan as of Wednesday. Yep, coming on Friday, blah, 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 blah. So hopefully everything's all right with them, and we move on because there is absolutely craziness going on here today, guys. There's all sorts of debauchery and ridiculousness being unfolded here, but before we get too far into it, let me say hello to some of the folks out there, seeing as I'm going to have some time to be more than cordial with you guys and say hello and whatnot. But how awesome is that, guys, right there? What Nunez is saying right there essentially is kind of what we knew the whole time, right? Is that they went to Mar-a-Lago for a reason. It wasn't just, oh, well, we got to set up Trump and we got to do this and we got to do that. Specifically, those that ICA report of Obama, the intelligence community report. You know, the one that he wanted to have rewritten because it really didn't seem so bad on Trump, and then now we got to have the Russian agent Trump, you know, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you need to kind of work that up as well. So that's very, very good, and wonder why Obama's out there freaking out about aliens, and maybe he just wants to be probed more, and Michelle's probe isn't working for him enough anymore. I don't know. Let's say hello to some of you guys out there who did join in on the fun today. Let me turn that off. So I'll make my little rounds here to Pilled and to YouTube and to Rumble. But let's go over to the Foxhole first, because they were good there. And I got Red M5270, Curious Cat, Willow Lady, Stephanie's Prague. Let's see, this is gonna be nice. Jonino OKC. That was a tough one. Adam A. And Ron L.W. I'd say it's Ron L. White without the E at the end there. And so thank you guys for joining me over there on the Foxhole. And we got the Rumble side. We got Warrior Mimar and Sheila STI, Kegel, Carol March Cross, Mountain Mama 1983, Weeb Patriot, Carol March. I think Cross, I already said that one maybe. Chris Chouse in the house. Of course, we got Wheezy over here as well. Wheezy girl. Just there for the truth. They don't want to just scroll up here. I think we got Alias 117. What's going on? Trying to get all the new names. Cyber X Speed. What's going down? Skip Myers. Ron L. White is bouncing around. I love it. Thank you for showing up over there on Rumble and on the Foxhole. That's always helpful. And don't want to miss anybody, but I think I got everybody on the Rumble side there. Say hello in the chat so I can say hello back. Hey, Danko7D8 over there. And let's hit the old tubes. Let me see. And actually, guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to see if I can coax my buddy to come up on here. Live. I'll just put out there like a little sab. Oh, I had a guest and he didn't show up. Can you help? Actually, I didn't even say that, but we'll see. I might be joining News Treason tonight on the call-in show. That had a really good time a couple weeks ago with that. That was a fun time with Dave over here. But let me get to the YouTubes. Let me see here. All right, so let's see. I gave him the proposition. If you listen to Dave, you're more than welcome to pop on, brother. But of course, I know you're setting up for your show here. Let's see. Over on the YouTube's side of it, we got Anthony Norris 7. I'm not gonna read the names, so they all got these 4-digit numbers here. Ray Halls, Chris Benning, Barry Harkins, Cindy Glick, tired of Bizarro World 101. That's true. I like that. Mark Roberts. Hey, what's up? Susan Archer, Michelle Roos, who's this? Brian Evans, Bree Eves, GFX, for the best graphics in the business. Oh, okay, hold on, let me see. Apologize for that. Yeah, I was just messaging Dave over there at News Trees, and he's like, oh, I jump in. He goes, I'm actually at a doctor's appointment. But if you're going to be on for a little bit, maybe a little later. So Trenna Clark over here, Threads of Hera, and Celeste. Tanodra. I'm usually pretty good with the names, but yeah, that was some tough ones. So, what are you guys thinking here with Nunez? From the beginning, guys, he's been. I'm not gonna turn this thing down here just so he's talking there, but Devin Nunez was the man, guys. Right? Remember, from the very beginning, he was with Cash there, and they stood out there and they fought against Adam Schiff, essentially, right? The Schiff memo versus the Nunez memo for anybody that's new. Very, very. I'm loving this. I mean, of course, it took way too long, but I believe that they had to have this whatever they game planned out. I believe, just like they said in the post, it had to be this way, right? I think really early on in 2018, when we kind of went through the drops and they said, well, we kind of went too far, we need to peel it back a little bit. I honestly think that maybe they underestimated us Anons, perhaps. Maybe the wargaming didn't account for such great Anons, and that's not me. Believe me, guys. You know, when you talk about people that put work in for this movement and whatnot, and people say, "Oh, you did decodes," and I'm like, "Nah, kind of not really." I don't want to correct people or whatever, but I never really did, big decodes. My thing was more of just reading the posts as they were, not trying to make too much of a, as if I knew everything that everybody didn't, which some people out there, oh, let me tell you, this is what this means exactly. It's like, yeah, you're sure about that? So, that was more of my thing, is just reading these posts out, and they are starting to come to fruition like crazy. But I remember back then it was Nunez versus Schiff. And he stood out there on the Supreme Court. I don't know if the Supreme Court steps or whatever, but he said, we got a problem. Big problem here. They're spying on our president. And they were. And if you guys have, if you've been up for any time this morning, you might have noticed I just mentioned, Supreme Court. Yes, Supreme Court. So let's see. We'll pull this one up here for you guys. Let me a little screen shifter here and pop this bad boy up. And here we go. Bing. The Supreme Court shut down President Trump's tariffs. But let it be known, these three men stood with the president and the American people by fighting for Trump's tariffs. Clarence Thomas, Sam Alito, Brett Kavanaugh, absolute patriots. It's being reported that Trump has multiple ways to work around the ruling. Get it done. Huh. Let me see. Where's the thank you one? That's a nice little one. That one thanks everybody, all the mods, all the viewers, and it's very patriotic. But oh no, guys. They rejected the tariffs, and we thought this was very much a possibility, right? RDoc gave us that warning. However, now you have this problem of, well, I got these tariffs in and tariffs on the way, and wait, do I reject these ones, push this one back? Wait, this company or this country, which is a company, right, owes me this much money, and they didn't pay this much in tariffs, and it's going to be a shitstorm, essentially, trying to, redo this stuff. Gonna be a shitstorm redoing this stuff. Let me see. I have. Here is. So, Mr. Thomas there, he sent it big time. And you guys are gonna absolutely. I think it's gonna be. I think it's going to be an interesting Friday, guys. I really do. And it is Friday, right? Please correct me if I'm wrong. I can't seem to get the months and the days and the weeks. Everything is just flying by at an absolute record pace these last many months. For me, anyways. I don't know about you guys out there, but it's been pretty wild. All right. This one on here. Let's get rid of this thing. All right. So, being reported. Yeah, and I appreciate the well wishes, as my boy again is he has the same stupid thing that he's had ever. It's always this time of year, too, guys. Just constantly running nose, blowing his nose. This time it doesn't have a cough. Last time, a couple weeks ago, it had a cough. So almost like, is it something allergy ridden that's making him do this? So I like that. Like that here. So check this one out, guys. Gunther Eagleman talking about the Clarence Thomas ruling just unleashed pure fire in his dissent on the tariff ruling, dropping truth bombs that expose the majority's BS and defend President Trump's America's First Authority like a boss. Didn't mince words, straight up nailed it. And we're quoting here, neither the statutory text nor the Constitution provide a basis for ruling against the president. Boom, read that again. The Constitution and the law itself back Trump. No ifs, ands, or buts. Thomas kept swinging. Congress authorized the president to regulate importation throughout American history. The authority to regulate importation has been understood to include the authority to impose duties on imports. Historical facts don't care about your feelings, globalists. He doubles down. Quote, remember Clarence Thomas, guys, Coca-Cola can, Anita Hill, all coming back to bite him in the ass. Quote, the meaning of that phrase was beyond doubt by the time that Congress enacted this statute. Shortly after President Nixon's highly publicized duties on imports were upheld based on identical language. Nixon did it, court said yes, same exact words, case closed. Then the kill shot. Quote, the statute that the president relied on, therefore, authorized him to impose the duties on imports at issue in these cases. Crystal clear. Justice Thomas, I join Justice Kavanaugh's principal dissent in full as he explains the court's decision today cannot be justified as a matter of statutory interpretation. Congress authorized the president to, quote, regulate importation throughout history. So it's basically reading everything. The meaning of that phrase was beyond doubt by the time Congress enacted this statute. Shortly after President Nixon's highly publicized duties on imports were upheld, the statute that the president relied on, therefore, authorized him to impose duties on imports. Oh, F-A-F-O. And so just think about where you got all these tariffs coming in, and now they're going to put a halt on this. It's like, are they trying to ruin the country? I would say pretty clearly, yeah. I mean, the answer is yes, and an overwhelming yes on that one, guys. So we know what they're trying to do. I think there are other ways around this as well. Let me see. I want to go to be able to play you guys a video here so I can go get me another una mate out of the actually I got to get a bottle of water and my una mate so I can get a little more hyped up for you guys here. So kind of had a curveball threw at me this morning, and nobody was picking up the other side of the phone, but I got plenty of stuff to talk with you fine patriots about. But let's I think this is a video. Let me see here. All right, 52 seconds. I can run to the refrigerator and back in 52 seconds. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, and I wanted to show you this as well. And this is germane to our conversation here today, because guess who we're talking about? New Mexico.
Former State Attorney General Gary King is speaking out after it was revealed that he took a plane chartered by the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. That happened back in 2014. King was running for New Mexico governor at the time and flew from Santa Fe to Washington, D.C. Former Congresswoman Deb Haaland was also on the jet. She was running for lieutenant governor at the time of the flight. King says he hadn't seen the flight's invoice until just earlier this week. He also says he and Haaland did not know the plane had a link to Epstein.
Didn't have any reason to know or believe that it was a plane that was owned by Jeffrey Epstein. My staff had told me that Bill Richardson was helping us to arrange for an airplane.
Deb Haaland is currently running for governor of New Mexico. Her campaign released a statement saying she never interacted with Epstein. You can see her full statement on our website, KOB.com. Former State Attorney General Gary King is speaking out after it was revealed that he took a plane.
Oh, zip it. flight records reveal former New Mexico AG Gary King took an Epstein chartered plane in 2014. New Mexico's AG investigation into Tesoro's Ranch was later closed in 2019 at the request of the U.S. DOJ. But don't worry, guys. They're on the investigation now. And maybe later on for the end of the show, I'll touch on a little bit of this weirdness, and you guys can add, anything to the chat as well, except links, of course. Please don't drop links. And there's a couple of reasons I do that, guys, and one of the main reasons is actually to protect you guys. When we have people that are outside of our mods, we do not know what links are being dropped, and technology's gotten really damn good these last few years, ladies and gentlemen, to the point where they can actually drop a link, and they've been able to do this for years now, where they can drop a link that you can click on, and essentially it can track you in everything you're doing, right? So we don't want to do that, and I'm just filling up my drinky right here. And it has been, ladies and gentlemen, I think a total of, it is now Friday, so we got Monday to Friday, and all the way back to the last Monday, I still have not had a sip of sugar. And apparently I was going like above and beyond, and still am apparently going above and beyond this protocol that you guys saw in the very beginning, the Feel Great system. I was asking Chris during the Table of Titans, Chris Schaus in the chat there, one of my mods, and she said, yeah, I'm still taking this and feeling great, which again, I am as well. It's very, the drink during the day is very good. And so I basically haven't had sugar. And then I'm sitting there reading it. I'm like, wait, I thought you're supposed to fast all day. And so, it kind of gives you an appetite suppressant during the day. And then you have the balance at night. Well, shit, Mike, you're an idiot. It said you're supposed to drink one in the morning, essentially, and fast the morning. And then you have another one with like your light lunch or your regular lunch. And then you can have the balance before your dinner. Well, I was just, no breakfast, skipping lunch, and fasting right into like 8 o'clock at night. So I was doing like 16, 18 hours fasting these last few days, and still not a sip of sugar. And bloating is absolutely gone. I'm not going to say gone, but severely reduced in the stomach to the point where you can feel it. Some pants that I have are definitely more comfortable. And we had, again, some in-laws or ex-in-laws at their house. I was going to go do a weigh-in, but they got really sick, I think with what my son had last week, so couldn't really get over there, and I don't have a scale here, so we're going to do a weigh-in. I'm very much looking forward to that. And thank you very much to, I think that was B-More who sent that last night. Was that B-More? Let me see. I'm just going off memory because that's the, oh, almost said your real name there. Would never do that. But we were talking about eating healthy and stuff, and let me show this here. I'm gonna show the picture that you sent. And so, here we are, guys, just doing a show, and this is the kind of people that we have on our movement here. Right? Because we're talking about in the chat last night about, hey, we're eating healthier now, and I'm trying to do this, and I'm trying to do that. And, well, B-More here, out of the kindness of her heart, sent over, let me pop this up here. And, if any of you guys like some cool salads, and I've seen Bree make some of these here as well for her tribe over there. But thank you for sending this in there, B-More. Hey, burger salad, half teaspoon of salt. And I've never been a big fan of pepper, but that's not much for all this stuff. Taco bowl salad, BLT. BLT is my jam. But the breading, and believe me, guys, I love this stuff, croutons and stuff, but since like last Monday, and probably well beyond that, even when I had burgers, whenever I used to make, and I still do make burgers once a week, I'd never eat the buns. I just never do. My son always like, well, where's the buns at? And I'm like, well, if you want me to get buns, I'll get buns. And he says yes. And then next time he doesn't care. So burrito bowl salad. So just very nice kindness. So B-More, I appreciate you for sending that over. It's very kind of you. And so, yeah, we're on the up and up, and this is a good time of the year to even start, right? Before you get into the summer, before you're even into spring, right? Because I don't think we're into spring yet. This is some wild weather. And guess what, guys? Here in Rhode Island, it's snowing again. Yes. Da-da-da. And I think we're supposed to get another 5 or 6 inches or something like that. So let me see. 38 degrees. It says rain for the next hour, but I'm looking out the window and it's clearly snowing. And we're going to get 3 inches. Nothing. But yeah, hope you guys are having better weather and better climate than over here. But the Zorro Ranch guys, what were they doing over there? What were they doing? Were they making baby? Was it a baby factory? Were they going to make Jeffrey Epstein the core of their super soldier race? Like, extreme intelligent Jewish man, extremely intelligent Jewish man with an egg-shaped penis. Let's make 1 million of those. Wait, can we do some DNA work to the below the belt parts? Is that possible? What in the world? Why do all these degenerates have some sort of malformities, it seems, all the time? So we talked about Epstein a couple times here. We talked about the tariffs. Now, I'm gonna pop this up in the chat, but I'm gonna ask. Let's play a little game here really quick. And I know it takes about a 30-second delay from whatever I say to get to you, and then you guys to comment and get back. But behind this very nice image that Bree made here, that says Space Shot with the what looks like blue to me and red on the right side. Blue on the left and red on the right side. Maybe a greenish. That's how messed up my eyes are. Behind that image, I have a politician in a picture on the left, and then the person on the right is Jeffrey Epstein. And people are saying essentially like, wait, why is nobody asking this person about Epstein when it's very clear that they were communicating as so far as up to 2019 even? Let's see if anybody in the chat gets that. Who are we talking about here? I don't want to tell you, guy or girl. That might kind of help you. But what politician's not being asked about Jeffrey Epstein that perhaps should be? And I'm sure that list is probably huge, right? Trump to address. Oh, thank you for that, Adame. Said Trump to address Supreme Court decision at 12:45 Eastern time. So I will take a look at that. But yeah, I guarantee he's got ways and means. Get it? Sean Joe, you are the man, brother. Boom. That's the first person I saw that seen it. Casey Bowser and Mark Carney. Well, I think Mark Carney is he's toast. But guess what? Sean Joe with the cookie. But and I'm sure there's already a few in there, and I appreciate you, brother. But guess what? Ding! Sean Joe's right. New Stacy Plaskett, and this is Chucky Ross. Stacy Plaskett visited Jeffrey Epstein multiple times at the Virgin Islands office of the companies he used to defraud the Virgin Islands government out of hundreds of millions of dollars. But don't worry, guys, she hasn't been there for a while. Stacy Plaskett's last visit was May 17. You guessed it, the 17th, guys. 2019. Weeks before Epstein's arrest. Weeks. Remember her boobs? Sorry, no mean to be vile, but yeah, there were pictures of her topless. And then you wonder, did she get into this position of being so pro-Epstein and receiving emails from Epstein during congressional hearings back and forth because of those pictures? Maybe they were worse than that, right? Oh, hey, Stacy, we need you to get out there and back Jeffrey. I'm not going to back this guy. He's a pet. And I'm not giving her a pass to say, oh, she's a good person and she was forced to do this. But I'm just giving you guys possible scenarios of how things could have been laid out, right? A, she's a dirtball. She's a degenerate and she's into that stuff. B, hey, she got some leaked photos that were nudes of topless, of nude top and bottom or something like that. Well, hey, go see, we need you to back Epstein. I'm not going to back this guy. He's a freaking pedophile. Oh, all right. Well, tomorrow. Oh, guess what just came out? Topless photos of Stacey Plaskett. And thankfully, we never saw the bottoms if there were, and I'm just making this scenario up completely. But let's just say she knows there's naked tops and bottoms, and go support this guy. No, I'm not going to support this guy. Okay, well, a couple days later, all of a sudden, her topless photos are out, and then she gets another phone call. All right, do you want the rest out? Do you want the bottoms out? Do you want the rest of the video out? Like, just to show you we have this stuff on you. And again, not a fan, not giving her any, scapegoat. But I'm telling you, possible scenarios that some of these people may have found themselves in, right? They said even the people that are good, they will find a way around. Oh, you don't want to do this? Well, you might get drugged and woke up and you got a picture of a Polaroid next to you of you in a very compromised position. So one way or the other, like that song, they're gonna get you one way. Oh, sorry, I don't want to get a copyright strike, guys. I've been called the voice of my generation, the voice of an angel. I know, I gotta stop. But a lot of these creeps were hanging out with Epstein, guys, unfortunately. And it looks like it gonna come out, and I'm liking it. Let's see. Let's stick on the Epstein bandwagon today, shall we? This about Epstein? Let's see. Is this about Epstein? I think so. So what happened with the Clintons, guys? Their health is about to fail. That's a delta from, I want to say, Valentine's Day, February 14th, right? Well, here we are 6 days later. Who's this Justin guy? I see him everywhere. It's all over Twitter. Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton will be deposed by the House Oversight Committee in their hometown instead of Washington, D.C. And this will happen next week. Clintons are testifying under oath for the committee's probe into Jeffrey Epstein. Hillary Clinton's deposition is scheduled for February 26, while Bill Clinton will sit down with congressional staff and lawmakers on February 27. And this is new to me, guys, and I wanted to do this live with you guys. So let's take a look-see quick. We got February 26 and we got February 27. So let's take a look at if there's anything in there with the old Clinton Ruskies. Now these would be Delta days, though, our Q+. Q and Q+. Put on the armor of God. Repeat. Armor of God. Repeat. God. Guard. Anons have the original. Armor of God. Oh. You guys see what I see? Yep. Let's see. Let's see what else we have. Because there's a couple more down here. Exactly when did Spike Lee find out Trump was a racist white supremacist? Okay, so looks like. Ooh, remember that one, guys, during the hearing? Feinstein, the 90-year-old bullying Murkowski, the 60-year-old. And she had her hand up like, no, you're going to do what I say. Look at that look on her face, guys. You guys see that scowl? Look at that. Oh, God, I messed it up. Oh, Mike, here we go. Anyway, I want to get back to this one. So, where was that? That was Hillary's going to be on February 26th, while Bill Clinton will sit down on the 27th. So these are all the 26ths for Hillary. And so here is the delta for when Hillary's going to be testifying. 6 explosive uranium-1 facts. Secretary Clinton betrayed America. Former head of Russia's uranium company made 4 hidden donations to the Clinton Foundation, totaling $2.35 million. That's chump change for these guys. Bill Clinton bagged a $500,000 speech in Moscow paid for by a Kremlin-backed bank. Nothing to see here. The bank has uncovered evidence that Russian nuclear industry officials engaged in bribery, kickbacks, extortion, and money laundering. Clinton Foundation received $145 million from foreign investors involved in the uranium deal. FBI agents have an eyewitness and documents to support the most explosive parts of the Uranium One story. Clinton mega donor Frank Holmes lied about selling Uranium One before Clinton approved the Russian transfer. When the real truth regarding Russian collusion is right in front of you, but the fake news media prevents public awareness, conformity, and behavior. So that'd be interesting. Now, it would also be very interesting if, say, we happen to have some 26. Hillary Clinton's 27. So it'd be very interesting if you happen to see some deltas here with Bill Clinton on the 27th, seeing especially that you had, all right, so there's only 3, and I'm guessing the third one's going to be a test. Test. So no for Bill, yes for Hillary, but interesting. Chappaqua, not D.C. as confirmed by House Oversight. It follows month of subpoena fights that nearly led to contempt charges. It's going to get interesting, guys. I wish, it would be public too, but we'll see how it plays out. And I do want to be able to cover that too, guys, and I want to see what President Trump's got to say. Let me see if I can just pull up the White House account here on... Oh, here we go. Is he already here? White House. Let me see. Segundo here. Thanks for the heads up there that this would be happening. Let's see, live. 3 hours ago. I don't see him on YouTube on the White House thing. Let's see if he's on Rumble. Or excuse me, on X. The White House. That one. Happening soon. Here we go. So let me get back over here. President Trump talking. All right, so he's not talking yet, guys. We have this gentleman here talking, and so I'm keeping my eye on the White House YouTube, or excuse me, the White House X account. But let me do this because I actually like pop this bad boy out. That way I can watch this here. Okay. So 12:45, it looks like it's going to come up. What is, okay. All right, looks like they might be starting soon. They kind of going over, and it is 12:45 on the dot right now. So better not celebrate so fast. So what do you guys think about this as far as the statutes, or excuse me, the tariffs? I'll pull this up here. And guys, remember, Right Side Broadcasting, always really cool about their coverage. And so they always just said, yeah, we don't have a problem if you guys stream our stuff. However, just give us credit and don't block, this stuff showing where it's from, essentially, right? So he'll be coming on shortly. Take a look-see over here. You guys got to say in the chat. And I think I changed the title on Rumble anyway. Oh, it didn't let me change the title. What the hell? I changed it into in Rumble Studio, but apparently didn't go over. Let's see. Put Spaceshot date in the updated ding. All right, so Rumble, the title's updated. We're watching here for President Trump as well. But what are you guys thinking in the chat about the tariffs? And here's something. Let me fill your minds with something first before I get an answer, which is we talked about it on Monday with Mac and Lisa, right? And touched on it. We've ever been touching on it, as the days and years go on, which is the executive order that basically takes the finances or assets of any of these people that are doing serious human rights abuses, right? Can you and corruption? So right. So we've talked about this numerous times. Can you guys imagine out there the amount of corruption that is going on, for one, but could you imagine the revenue that could be reaped from these people who are essentially just criminals to the absolute max, right? Drug dealers, like major drugs. What are you talking about? Blackmail rings, business, all the stuff that they do with money laundering, et cetera, right? Now, human trafficking, right? Drug dealing, smuggling, people smuggling, whatever. All these different things. And just think of how much money these people make. They say it's very lucrative, or else, of course, they wouldn't be doing it, right? And so it's absolutely a crap ton of money. So then I'm thinking, like, could Trump, like, not only, help pay down our debt, but, like, absolutely bring us right back around with that stuff alone? Like, I bet you they could. With any of the tariffs, like, all to the side, they could be taking all of these rich oligarchs throughout the world that they found out were these degenerate friggin' Pennerhasts, or whatever you want to call them. Well, guess what? Oh, this guy was worth, it turns out he was worth like $2 trillion and he had this much money. And, you guys don't really think the richest people in the world report the money that they make, right? Like, I don't really think Elon Musk is the real richest man in the world. Do you guys? I guarantee you it's probably some Middle Eastern family that has, maybe like the Saudi family that has, assets through oil and precious metals and things like that. But the oil, right? I mean, I'm sure some of these people are worth absolute, 10, 12, 50 times what they report. So much money into this stuff. Now imagine, well, we found out that you did this, 2 billion here, 5 billion there, and how many different people were into this stuff. You could pay down the debt on that alone. So I think I've ranted enough to at least get your guys' comment on, or a time to comment, have you guys wanted to. But let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. I'm trying to pull over Rumble Studio here, which says, all live chat. So I do have Rumble in there. I got you. Rumble and you. I think I can actually put on the chat in there. All right. Search for John Roberts in the Epstein files. Yeah, I mean, for John Roberts, what was it? Oh, Epstein helped him, adopt a kid from Ireland, I think it was, where you're not really allowed to, adopt kids if you're not from the country, right? Not worried. Whippensperr says not worried. Open a can of worms. If Biden who's this? Tired of Bizarro World 101 says, if Biden is proven fraudulent, doesn't that mean his Supreme Court pick gets pulled back? Then he says, then number is in DJT's favor on tariffs. Yeah, true. I mean, absolutely true. Can I pop this chat out? Oh. Right, here we go, guys. So, see, here is. So this is going to be, just so you guys know, this is the Rumble and the YouTube chat, and then I can pull over Pilled as well. But can't really pull over D Live. Pop out this chat. Oh. Smaller. Bring it up on here. Whoa, no. Don't want to do Oh, we'll get back to this in a little bit. We will get back. No, stop, don't talk. 1 second here. Go back a few seconds here. Here we go. And again, thanks to Right Side Broadcasting. We do appreciate you. Oh, maybe if I unmute the site. Here we go. Going to President Trump live now.
Next on, recalling what we've been seeing here at Right Side when it comes to all of the tariff talk and tariff moves that.
We're going to take back just some of the money that has been taken from us by people sitting behind this desk or another desk that's not quite as nice, but they have their choice of 7, as you know. And we're going to charge countries for doing business in our country and taking our jobs, taking our wealth, taking a lot of things that they've been taking over the years. They've taken so much out of our country, friend and foe, and frankly, friend has been oftentimes much worse than foe. And this is very modest. What we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States.
Why do they do this stuff? Soon, press briefing regarding the Supreme Court decision. Isn't that what he's talking about right now? Live coverage? Like, read the room.
The United States is absolutely no tariff. We start off with a 2.5% base, which is what we were at, and we go to 25%. And basically, as you know, and as you've been seeing, not reporting as accurately as it should be reported because it's a massive story. Business is coming back to the United States so that they don't have to pay tariffs. And I think also because of November 5th, the election, they're very happy. AI is coming back to levels that nobody's ever seen before. It's a new, sort of a new business, I guess, when you think about it. But it's plants are going up all over the United States, and many of them have already been started. We're getting early electricity taken care of. We're getting permits very quickly for them, and we're going to make their life very happy. They're coming in with tens of billions of dollars. Individual plants will cost 10, 15, even $20 billion. We're going to let them build electricity generating plants along with their plant, and they can't even believe it. And we're going to get them very quick permits, as I've done always. I did that in Louisiana with 2 LNG plants. I got them one permit in 1 day after waiting 14 years, and the other one in 1 week after waiting for 12 years. But this is very exciting to me. This is the automobile industry, and this will continue to spur growth like you haven't seen. Before I was elected, we were losing all of our plants. They were being built in Mexico and Canada and other places. Now those plants largely have stopped, and they're moving them to our country. In Indiana, the great state of Indiana, I love Indiana. Honda is building one of the biggest plants anywhere, and they've just started. They wouldn't have done it without this. In all cases, they wouldn't have done it without what we're doing. So we'll effectively be charging a 25% tariff. But if you build your car in the United States, there is no tariff. And what that means is a lot of foreign car companies, a lot of companies are going to be in great shape because they've already built their plant. But their plants are underutilized, so they'll be able to expand them inexpensively and quickly. But others will come into our country and build, and they're already looking for sites. They're looking for mostly sites. They don't want to take the old buildings that are empty and falling down. They want to build new, and there's tremendous action. There is likewise for other companies and countries, like the chip making process. Your chip bill was a disaster done by Biden. All he does is give tremendous amounts of billions of dollars to chip companies will.
Why am I doing this? This is ridiculous. Now they pop up the thing up here that says previously recorded. Come on, Trump. I want to be listening to this. We want the new. We want the new. Find this. Because they're usually pretty good about going on there within the time. And let's see. White House. Let's refresh this. Now it says they're live. What the hell? Okay, so this is what they're showing here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to let this play here. So when he starts talking, we'll just hear it. Hopefully. The hell? That there. But there are certainly other ways to go around this stuff, guys, as far as as far as money that he's bringing in. I just can't even imagine the amount of money that's been brought in through that executive order alone and the tariffs already. And he's right. What he was saying previously there is 100% spot on, in that they're bringing in all of these different companies that want to do business here because it's going to be too expensive to do it elsewhere. And, well, why is that? Well, we started helping China become, a first world country, essentially, right? We gave them all these benefits and made them what they are now. Oh, we need drugs. Hey, China, can you make us some drugs? Oh, hey, we need some piece of crap gadgets. Can you make us some piece of crap gadgets? Hey, we need this made. This country, can you make us this? Hey, we need this. This country, can you make this? I mean, every single thing. You guys remember? I mean, I know most of you in the chat are my age, or if not a little bit older, but I know you guys all know what it means to see Made in America, right? It used to be something that you could have pride in. And I think to a certain extent that's true as well, but a lot of things that we buy, it's every single thing is, oh, made in China, made in India, made in Vietnam. And it's like, really? Like, we need to get back to making things in the United States. And I don't really care about price when it comes down to it, right? Do you guys want to go to Walmart and, oh, you know what? I'm going to go buy one of these plastic lawn chairs out there for $12.99. It's like, it's a really good deal. Yeah, and it's going to break in a friggin' 6 months, you know what I mean? Or less. You get a good old-fashioned American-made chair. Oh, well, it might be twice as much. Yeah, you know what? It's going to last 5-10 times as long. We need to get back to manufacturing things here in America that we can be proud of. And I feel like we have the talent for it. It's just people got so damn lazy. It's just, why am I going to go do it myself when I can just, push a button here and have it dropped off at my door in a couple days? Like, that stuff needs to go. We need to get back to, we need to find a way to be working within nature and harmony and all that, razzle dazzle, good stuff, hippie stuff, right? But I really would like it to get back to the way it was before the United States. The 70s, 80s. Hulk said yesterday the 90s. I'm like, I don't know about the 90s. Even though I grew up in the 90s and went to high school from 90 to 94. Oh, this is what I'm going to show you guys too. Hulk wasn't apparently interested in hearing about this, but I don't think he was catching the drift of what I was laying out yesterday. And to me, this is actually pretty telling. And busted again. So I do have this up here. It should be playing. The site is not muted. So here's what I'm saying, guys. When I brought this up yesterday, it's not to give this guy any kudos whatsoever. His little mousy queer brother or him, these two losers, right? But think about this, guys. This idiot or his brother, I forget which is which, but one of them's got like 900, almost a million followers, like 970, 980,000 followers here on Twitter, X, whatever you're calling it. The other brother has just over 1 million. So between the two, you essentially have 2 million followers. And they're always, we're always right. We don't, we always support our side and we're right and you guys are idiots and blah, 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 blah. But they are so panicked out there that you have these guys that have 1 million followers each making sock accounts in the attempt to pull away Trump supporters. We've talked about this many times, which we use the football field as an example. Hey, we're kind of in line with the way I'm thinking. Oh yeah, I'm going to drop you some information here. All right, jump on my back. I'll take you down the football field. But just as we're about to get into the goal line, they pull one of these, and this is exactly what they're doing here. So 100% anti-Trumper, have always been an anti-Trumper, but he messed up and posted on his wrong account the other day this. I was one of Trump's biggest supporters. I defended him through everything. Media attacks, investigations, indictments, nonstop chaos. I stuck by him because I believed he was different. I believed he was going to drain the swamp. I believed he was going to expose the corruption. I believed he was going to take down people hurting children. That was the whole point. He campaigned on cleaning house, on exposing elite criminals, on protecting kids. And I bought it fully. And that time is over now. Now I can't support him anymore. Do you guys see what I see? Yeah, you need to come with me and we need to stop. And that's why you have certain people from time to time, and thankfully we haven't seen it much lately. Thank you for the mods, but we'd have people that would come into a chat and sit here for a half an hour. Oh, I don't like this guest. Yeah, I'm going to be leaving. I don't like this guest. 20 minutes later, it's like, oh, I don't like this guest. I'm going to be leaving. It's like, nah, I'm not going into a certain room and then going. I don't think I've ever gone into a room and been like, Yeah, no, I don't like this dude. Like, yeah, I'm out of here. See you later. And then sat in the room for 20 minutes and waited, right? But this right here, guys, this tells me that even these losers that have, a million unorganic followers are still going and doing these tactics where, hey, I need to have a friggin' stock account. To me, I see that as extreme panic, and I'm absolutely loving it. Loving it, loving it. What is going on with these guys today? They're usually, I know they're not all the time like spot on, but I mean, they're usually pretty close, and they are 17 minutes past. I mean, if they popped on now, that's 17 minutes on the dot. 102, they said they'd be on 45, right? 45, 15, 102. So they got about a few seconds to pop up to make that a 17-minute delta. They're popping. And had you guys thought that was it for Epstein stuff today? You would be wrong. Who else do we got here? Let me block this here. Actually, I like this one here. Ding. There we go. Yeah, if you thought that was it on the Epstein stuff, you might be wrong. So how far and how deep does all this stuff go? Well, we know it's not past the royals. The royals. Breaking: son of Norwegian crown princess who reportedly visited Epstein's island together with her 29-year-old Høiby has been detained and is facing 38 charges, including the rape of 4 women. Whoa. Høiby? Is that a name for a husband? What is that? Is that a funny name of husband, or is that that person's name? Oh, that's his last name. Mette Marit, Crown Princess of Norway's son. Oh, goodness. Uh-oh. Rape trial puts Norway's royal family in unwelcome glare of public. Oh. Marius Borg Høiby stands up in room 250 at Oslo District Court on Tuesday at start of Norway's biggest trial in years. He will have no moral support from his closest relatives. His mother, Crown Princess Mette Marit, will not be there, nor will the man she married when her son was 4, the heir to the Norwegian throne, Crown Prince Haakon. For the next 7 weeks, there'll be no pictures of the blonde 29-year-old either inside the court or outside. The court has banned them. So this is going back, this is going back a couple of months here. This is, 31st of January of this year. So let's see if there's any updates on this cases here. That was 3 weeks ago. Oh, no. 4th alleged rape victim testifies that Rutro Raggy, Norway's princess's son, faces 38 charges, including raping women who were asleep. You friggin' slime ball. Is that a middle finger? Is that? Like a middle finger. Anyway. Yeah, sexual predator. And yeah, I mean, a person drunk or passed out drunk, you're taking advantage, or asleep, absolute scum of the earth to do something like this. A 4th woman who has accused the son of Norway's crown princess of rape testified in the Oslo court on Wednesday over alleged rape in 2024 when he was already under investigation for other incidents. Okay. Faces 38 charges. He's pleaded what? To several relatively minor offenses, but denies the rapes. He faces up to 16 years if convicted. The court heard testimony from a woman who recounted an alleged rape on the night of November 1st and 2nd, 2024. Høiby is accused of having engaged in sexual acts while she was asleep and having filmed the acts without her knowledge. As with the other 3 alleged rapes, the events are said to have taken place following a night of drinking, during which Høiby is alleged to have used cocaine. Oh, big shocker. After initial consensual sex in the young women's hotel room. Eh? Quote, I was getting more and more tired. I felt like I was just lying there and he just wouldn't stop. The more I got tired, the less I took part, she told the court. After she told him she wanted to sleep, she said she was woken up by a violent blow to her genital area. It was painful, adding, I think I just froze, and then I fell back asleep? That's weird. Oh no. Hoiby is accused of having filmed 27 videos and taken 4 sexually explicit videos that night. Some of which, according to the prosecution, show where the woman was asleep. He will give his version in events on Wednesday afternoon. From the outset, he denied rape and maintains that all the sex had been consensual. At the time of the 4th alleged rape, he was already under police investigation. I mean, you can, let's just say scenario. You meet somebody, whatever. You go to a bar, you hook up, you come home from the bar, you have sex together, right? And then you both pass out. She already had sex with you. She agreed to have, consensual sex with you. And then you guys have sex and you both pass out. And then you wake up an hour later and she's sleeping and you decide, yeah, I'm not done. I want to have some more. That's rape right there. She's sleeping. You can't say yes or no. Oh, well, she already did before. Yeah, but that doesn't mean now. Oh, my word. These people are just... And the worst part is, guys... I'm not going to mention any names here, but at the place that I used to work, and thankfully I don't anymore, the owner's nephew was a freaking menace to society. And these are stories. Probably look up if I gave you the city. And why I remember this is because. Just imagine, you're a 35-year-old guy and you're dating you're dating some woman who's, in your age group, 35-ish or whatever. And she's got a sister, a little prettier than you, a couple years younger. And there's a big house party. And, well, your younger sister's asleep. And then all of a sudden during the house party, you hear a big scream, ah! And you wake up or you come running down there and you say, what had happened was he was going out with this girl, and her sister fell asleep at the party, passed out drunk or whatever, and she opens her eyes, looks over, and he put his penis in her hand, and she woke up like that. And I'm like, what the hell? All right, and that was one story with this guy. Another story is he drove through the Burger King drive-thru, didn't order anything, and had let's just say he had his genitals in his hand and was showing the girl at the drive-thru, which was bad enough in itself, right? Which he did get arrested that night. And why did he get arrested? Maybe if he just, did it once. No, he drove through the drive-thru again. And so they sat there like, this dude's coming through the thing again? Yeah, we're calling the cops on him. So yeah, that had happened. There was another incident where he went home with some girl after a bar, and then allegedly they had sex out in his car, and then she later said it was rape. But then when they went to the house, he said, oh, you want to come in? Oh, I don't want to come in. And he said, oh, let me go get some pillows and blankets. And then he went and got pillows and blankets, brought it out to the car, had sex with her, and then later on she said he raped. I mean, so there are some sexual deviants out there that are just screwed up. I mean, people are just screwed up. And that was one person, and every one of those stories I told you came from that one person, and it was absolutely true story. And we always, made fun of this guy because we said he's fucked up, essentially. So pardon my French, but the dude is fucked up. You do stuff like that, you're just effed up, and there's no two ways about it. Let's see, what's going on here? There's 8 minutes of 60. Am I missing something? Did I miss it? 16. See this right here? It's like it's playing, but it's not playing. Missing it? Very weird. So I'd be very interested to see what he's got to say. But yeah, guys, there are some just absolute some of the earth type of people out there that are, be more. These people are sick. Absolutely. Hot coffee spill is required, Casey Bowser. Yeah. Yeah, it had to be more than cocaine, right there, B-more, for sure. Yeah, A from PA, I agree. Not sorry, we need death penalty for these abusers and life destroyers because they never stop and they never get enough, right? And so they could rape somebody one day, have sex with somebody one day or whatever, and then all of a sudden the next day it's like they need more and more and more, and then it's especially if they get away with it, right? And they're just empowered to keep doing it over and over and over. So yeah, and yeah. Prison is absolutely too good for these people, A from PA. So I do appreciate that comment, and you're spot on. On the old tube side here, what are you guys saying over here? Tap the volume button. Entire dating situation is degenerate. But yeah, it's bad. That's definitely not obviously it's not traditional. Definitely not traditional, especially you go on some app and then meet up with some woman and you end up finding out the friggin' woman's a dude, right? Squirrel feet. I don't know that we're gonna get gang probed by aliens just yet. I think that's like another couple of weeks. A Valerie McBride says 12:45 he will speak. Are we talking Central or what are we talking here? Because it says it started 17 minutes ago. He's clearly not here yet. All right, let's move on. You listen, Dave. You're more than welcome to pop on, brother. There we go. I think it will it'll populate when he starts playing. But let's see. I thought this one was very interesting, guys. Let me see this, and I'll keep my head on the microphone here. I thought this was pretty funny. I actually thought so. Let's see. So remember, we have this from President Trump. Based on the tremendous interest shown, I will be directing the Secretary of War and other relevant departments and agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and extraterrestrial life, unidentified aerial phenomena, and unidentified flying objects, and any and all other information connected to these highly complex but extremely interesting and important matters. God bless America. Awesome, right? Yay! So guess what that means, guys? The finale is coming upon us. How many times have you guys heard me say, what's the final piece, right? You know, we know with certain countries for last, but in their panic, what are they going to try to do? Either a fake second coming of Jesus, or some aliens, perhaps. And somebody else was thinking in the way I was thinking as well. Our friend Kirill Dmitriev here, right? He says UFOs, as predicted. Aliens for the season's grand finale. Maybe Obama is one, along with EU and UK leadership. That would explain their work to undermine Western civilization from within. Right? Like, what else explains what the hell these people are doing? I find it very interesting that Kirill, and remember, he's the envoy to Mr. Putin over there. He's posting this stuff, so I find it very interesting that he's posting this stuff. Not gonna be good. He looks like that dude from that movie. That the hell is that Viking show? Well, maybe because they're from Norway, huh? Oh God, guys. So this one, I can't believe this. Actually, you know what? Let me see. I had a couple of these yesterday. A good friend, a name to remember. That was Cash App Patel. There was one other name that was in the drops that we heard from a few times. Let's listen to this. It was actually posted by Ezra Cohen Watnick, but that's how they were listing his name in the drops, but I think it's Ezra A. Cohen on X, and it's his only account, and here we go.
I think this is the police and the authorities doing their proper and rightful job, free and independent of political interference. And just as Michael was just saying, I think this does speak to something that is a cornerstone and which does make this a very proud, independent nation. The fact that no individual is above the law, that the police follow the evidence, and look, we should be careful, and everybody here has been careful, but we shouldn't prejudice an ongoing police investigation. It's right they get on and do the job. Look, I think people can believe in conspiracy theories if they want. I think this is the police independently getting on and picking an operational decision that sees fit with where the investigation, the evidence goes. And until anybody gives any reliable evidence to the contrary, I think that's all that's there. I think this is the...
Did he say the... Let me see this again.
Police and the authorities doing their proper and rightful job, free and independent of political interference. And
all right, so the police are doing their job free of political interference. And what did he say here at the end? The police were just tagging on?
In conspiracy theories if they want. I think this is the police independently getting on and...
Is guessing on? I don't know if I'm messing the terminology up, but in the beginning he said, yeah, the police are just doing, their investigation by the book without any pressure or whatever. Am I reading this right? Do we got Greg 3012 in the house? Please leave me a comment if the nomenclature is the same here. Like, guessing on, does he mean like they're kind of just tacking on and not really investigating it? I don't know if that terminology is the same, because it sounded like he said the police are just guessing on, but in the beginning he said that they're doing an investigation free from corruption. So let me see again here.
This is the police independently getting on and picking an operational decision that sees fit with where the investigation, the evidence goes. And until anybody gives any reliable evidence to the contrary, I think that's all that's there. I think...
Don't have to drop a Rumble rant, Greg. I'll look for your comment there if you happen to be in the chat. No, Greg's not in the chat here. I know he's from northern England, so anybody else from England, but... Oh, Cisco says, I can tell you this after 50 years in the supernatural. Church bells and their frequencies drives out demons. Why they stopped. That's possible, right? You do have them from time to time in certain places, of course, right? Why are these guys not coming on? Very interested. Is Trump and his team doing something behind the scenes? They scrambling here? Or is the White House just slacking? Let me see. Let me go on the tube and see if...
Plans. The yearly cost of a typical...
Nope, they're still playing old stuff here. 12,000 people watching. 12,000 people over here watching on Right Side Broadcasting out of 2 million here. So, all right, we'll keep this one up here just in case, and we'll move along. But I think Hulk had a link on this one yesterday. I think we touched on it quick, but Boeing moving its defense headquarters to St. Louis, Missouri. I think Matrix Codebreakers in Missouri area, in the St. Louis area, or definitely Missouri, but unfreaking real. Fighterland USA McConnell Douglas. This guy says, I don't get the McDonnell Douglas logo. Am I missing something? Says it was a long-time St. Louis company that Boeing had acquired. Interesting. Okie dokie. Let's see here. On to the next one. I don't know if we're going to have... I don't know if they're going to friggin' talk here or not. I mean, what the hell? He was like, we'll schedule something and say, forget it. Don't worry about it. Let's see. Real AF Patriot. Who I had on. I've had on a while back there. Says it's a Delta on 220. Epstein Wexner. Story goes much deeper, darker. Lex Wexner confirmed. Let's listen to it. 41 seconds. And remember, we were playing this last night, and Lex Wexner here and his attorney says, if you answer another question with more than 5 words, I'm going to kill you. And he's like laughing, but he looks half like he's laughing, half like he's actually scared. He kept telling this guy, just, answer yes or no, short answers, stop it with the stories. And he kept going on and on. And of course, the other side, the people that are taking those notes, they want to hear everything he's got to say. Oh, yeah, keep talking. Keep talking. Yep, we'll listen as long as you want to talk. Keep talking.
Done personal work for the Rothschild family in France. Well, specifically, I talked to Ellie de Rothschild, since I mentioned that earlier. So he represented their whole family. So there have been a whole bunch of people. Most of them I never would have met, but I knew Ellie. He would say, like, I'm providing financial advice to the founders of Google. I'm providing financial advice to Jeff Bezos. Answer the question. Okay. I've done personal work for the Rothschild family.
What do you think of that, guys? And, at the end of the day, right? An attorney's job is to do what? Protect their client, right? And I get the feeling, and, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. I get the feeling that this guy was there. This guy right here was there to not so much protect him, but make sure he don't say nothing else. Like, he's probably got a little friggin' pen to the side of his stomach. Like, it gives him a little jab. Like, shut up, right? Does he really care? I mean, this guy goes to jail, whatever. But all the other people that he may be protecting. And, guys, Jeffrey Epstein was a scam artist, and I had no idea, and I, cut my ties with him, but it's like, wait, why did you, give him power of attorney over your friggin' finances, and then you gave him your brownstone, and there was no hubbub about that for years? There was no, do you guys ever remember hearing any fight between Lex Wexner and Jeffrey Epstein about, what a scam artist he was years ago? I don't remember him coming out and talking anything about Jeffrey Epstein being a scam artist or anything along those lines until we've heard these things recently, right? As a way he can explain away what connections he had to Jeffrey Epstein. I'm sorry, but that's how it seems to me. That's how it seems to me. Victoria's Secret, yeah. John Tremblay. I know Victoria's Secret. There's a bunch of dudes. No. That's a handler. Cisco says. Casey Bowser says, tell that to Jack Ruby's attorney. Hey. No, they're bad guys. Bad people. Boss, let's see. Trump's on? Trump's on. I'm hearing Trump's on. Let's see. Ding, ding, ding. I don't think so. Oh, let's see. Maybe. Oh, here we go.
For not having the courage to do what's right.
All right, here we go, guys. In full, President Trump coming on in 3, 2, 1. DJT, you're on, sir. Go ahead. Dan, thank you.
Wow, a lot of people. A new record. We set a record every time. Well, thank you very much for being here. The Supreme Court's ruling on tariffs is deeply disappointing, and I'm ashamed of certain members of the court, absolutely ashamed, for not having the courage to do what's right for our country. I'd like to thank and congratulate Justices Thomas, Alito, and Kavanaugh for their strength and wisdom and love of our country, which is right now very proud of those justices. When you read the dissenting opinions, there's no way that anyone can argue against them. There's no way. Foreign countries that have been ripping us off for years are ecstatic. They're so happy. And they're dancing in the streets, but they won't be dancing for long, that I can assure you. The Democrats on the court are thrilled but they will automatically vote no. They're an automatic no, like in Congress, they're automatic no. They're against anything that makes America strong, healthy, and great again. We also are a, frankly, disgrace to our nation, those justices. They're an automatic no, no matter how good a case you have. It's a no. Can't knock their loyalty. One thing can do some of our people. Others think they're being politically correct, which has happened before far too often with certain members of this court, and it's happened so often with this court. What a shame. Having to do with voting in particular, when in fact they're just being fools and lapdogs for the rhinos and the radical left Democrats, and not that this should have anything at all to do with it. They're very unpatriotic and disloyal to our Constitution. My opinion that the court has been swayed by foreign interests and a political movement that is far smaller than people would ever think. It's a small movement. I won by millions of votes. We won in a landslide. With all the cheating that went on, there was a lot of it, but we still won in a landslide. Too big to rig. But these people are obnoxious, ignorant, and loud. They're very loud. And I think certain justices are afraid of that. They don't want to do the right thing. They're afraid of it. This was an important case to me, more as a symbol of economic national security. And also, I would say, just for our country itself, so important, because we're doing so well as a country. We've never done so well. The good news is that there are methods, practices, statutes, and authorities, as recognized by the entire court in this terrible decision, and also as recognized by Congress, which they refer to, that are even stronger than the IEEPA tariffs available to me as President of the United States. And in actuality, I was very modest in my ask of other countries and businesses because I wanted to do, and it's very important, I wanted to be very well behaved because I wanted to do anything, I didn't want to do anything that would affect the decision of the court, because I understand the court. I understand how they're very easily swayed. I want to be a good boy. I have very effectively utilized tariffs over the past year to make America great again. Our stock market has just recently broken 50,000 on the Dow, and simultaneously, and even more amazingly, broken 7,000 on the S&P, two numbers that everybody thought upon our landslide election victory could not be attained. Think of that. Nobody thought it was possible to do it within 4 years, and we did it in 1 year. They said, you'll never be able, you'll go back and you read the geniuses, read their statements, all of the Nobel Prize winners in economics. They said, no, you couldn't do it in 4 years. Well, we didn't do it in 4 years. We did it in 1 year. We broke every record in the book, and we're continuing to do so. Tariffs have likewise been used to end 5 of the 8 wars that I settled. I settled 8 wars, whether you like it or not, including India, Pakistan, big ones, nuclear, could have been nuclear. Prime Minister of Pakistan said yesterday at the great meeting that we had, Peace Board, said yesterday that President Trump could have saved 35 million lives by getting us to stop fighting. They were getting ready to do some bad things. But they've given us great national security, these tariffs have. And together with our strong borders, reduced fentanyl coming into our country by 30%. When I use them as a penalty against countries illegally sending this poison into our country, poison our youth. All of those tariffs remain. They all remain. I don't know if you know that or not. They all remain. Still getting them. We will after the decision. There's nobody left to appeal to. But again, those 3 people, such respect. I've had a lot of respect for them anyway, but such great respect. But other alternatives will now be used to replace the ones that the court incorrectly rejected. We have alternatives, great alternatives. Could be more money. We'll take in more money, and we'll be a lot stronger for it. We're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars. We'll continue to do so. To show you how ridiculous the opinion is, however, the court said that I'm not allowed to charge even $1. I can't charge $1. Can't charge $1. I would have used 1 penny, but we don't make the pennies anymore. We save money. Can't charge $1 to any country under IEPA. Not $1. I assume to protect other countries. This must have been done to protect those other countries, certainly not the United States of America, which they should be interested in protecting. That's what they're supposed to be protecting. But I am allowed to cut off any and all trade or business with that same country. In other words, I can destroy the trade. I can destroy the country. I'm even allowed to impose a foreign country destroying embargo. I can embargo. I can do anything I want, but I can't charge $1. Because that's not what it says. That's not the way it even reads. I can do anything I want to do to them, but I can't charge any money. So I'm allowed to destroy the country, but I can't charge them a little fee. I could give them a little 2-cent fee, but I cannot charge under any circumstances. I cannot charge them anything. Think of that. How ridiculous is that? I'm allowed to embargo them. I'm allowed to tell them you can't do business in the United States anymore. We want you out of here. But if I want to charge them $10, I can't do that. Incorrect. Their decision's incorrect. But it doesn't matter because you have very powerful alternatives that have been approved by this decision. You know, they've been approved by the decision for those that thought they had us. And they're saying that I have the absolute right to license, but not the right to charge a license fee. So think of that. I have the right to license, very powerful word. In many ways, license is more powerful than tariffs. In fact, I was thinking about using it. But they came up with the idea that I can license, like the people that were opposing me told them to do, but not the right to charge a license fee. Think of that. Who ever heard of such a thing? What license has ever been issued without the right to charge a fee? You get a license, you charge a fee. It's automatic, but not with this court. But now the court has given me the unquestioned right to ban all sorts of things from coming into our country, to destroy foreign countries. But a much more powerful right than many people ever thought we even had, but not the right to charge a fee. How crazy is it? Our country is the hottest country anywhere in the world right now. It was a dead country 1.5 years ago under an incompetent president. Now I'm going to go in a different direction, probably the direction that I should have gone first time, but I read the language. I'm very good at reading language. Read our way 100%, but now I'll go the way I could have gone, which is even stronger than our original choice. As Justice Kavanaugh, stock has gone so you have to see out of him, wrote in his dissent, although I firmly disagree with the court's holding today, the decision might not substantially constrain a president's ability to order tariffs going forward. So I think of that. Decision might not substantially constrain. It doesn't. In fact, I can charge much more than I was charging. I'm going to just start. Although I firmly disagree with the court's holding today, the decision might not substantially constrain a president's ability to order tariffs going forward. That's because numerous other federal statutes, which is so true, authorize the president to impose tariffs and might justify most, if not all, of the tariffs issued in this, even more tariffs, actually. Those statutes include, think of that, those statutes include, for example, the Trade Expansion Act of 1962, Section 32. All of these things I know so well. The Trade Act of 1974, Sections 122, 201, 301, and the Tariff Act of 1930, Section 38, all clear. Include, think of that, those statutes include, for example, the Trade Expansion Act of 1962, Section 32. All of these things I know so well. The Trade Act of 1974, Sections 122, 201, 301, and the Tariff Act of 1930, Section 38, all clear. But it's a little bit longer process. So that make things simple. But they didn't let us do that. I would like to thank Justice Kavanaugh for his, frankly, his great ability. Proud of that appointment. In actuality, while I am sure that they did not mean to do so, the Supreme Court's decision today made a president's ability to both regulate trade and impose tariffs more powerful and more crystal clear rather than less. I don't think they meant that. Terrible. I think that the Democrats who oppose this only because they want to go the opposite. They'd like to pack the court. They want to put on 21 people. They want to pack the court, pack the Supreme Court. Maybe they should be better off if they want to pack the court. Do anything to hurt our country. There will no longer be any doubt in the income coming in, and the protection of our companies and country will actually increase because of this decision. Based on long-standing law and hundreds of victories, and even, as I was pointed out before, even thousands of victories over the years, to the contrary, the Supreme Court did not overrule tariffs. They merely overruled a particular use of IEEPA tariffs. Essentially, it's used to get a fee. I can do anything I want with IEEPA, anything. I can't charge anybody for it. In license, I just can't charge them. It's ridiculous. But we have other ways, numerous other ways. The ability to block, embargo, restrict, license, or impose any other condition on a foreign country's ability to conduct trade with the United States under IEEPA has been fully confirmed by this decision. So now there's no doubt, because there were a lot of questions about tariffs. No president was smart enough to use them to protect our country from those countries and businesses who were ripping us off. Look at the deficits that we had with some of these graceful decades. Now we know, because this decision affirms all those things that some people weren't sure about. In order to protect, and it says so, in order to protect our country, a president can actually charge more tariffs than I was charging in the past period of a year under the various tariff authorities. So we can use other of the statutes, other of the tariff authorities, which have also been confirmed and are fully allowed. Therefore, effective immediately, all national security tariffs under Section 232 and existing Section 301 tariffs, they're there, remain in place, fully in place, and in full force and effect. Today, I will sign an order to impose a 10% global tariff under Section 122 over and above our normal tariffs already being charged. And we're also initiating several Section 301 and other investigations to protect our country from unfair trading practices of other countries and companies. Thank you for your attention to this matter, and I say quite simply, long time, make America great again. And interestingly, already made it great, so I don't have to use that, but I don't think we'll ever give up on MAGA. MAGA's over. If you have a few questions, you can let us know. But just to end, so we're going forward, we will be able to take in more money, and there'll no longer be doubt, because there was always doubt. I know the people that brought the lawsuit, sleaze bags, major sleaze bags, but I know them, and they're foreign country centric. They were sending things into our country and the people representing them knew full well, but they were sending things into our country, and they were beneficial to other countries, but very, very bad for us. And I stopped it, and we'll just keep it going. So we have we have a totally firm decision now, and I don't think the court meant it. The court doesn't show great spirit toward our country, in my opinion. A lot of bad decisions, but there are usually ways around it. This is something we could have done, as Justice Kavanaugh said, we could have done this originally, but we're doing it now. And the numbers could be far greater than the hundreds of billions we've already taken in. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, I'm very curious.
Thank
you so much, Mr. President. Justice Thomas and Alito, as you know, are the most conservative constitutional justices. Do you think that you'll get to appoint 2 more justices later this term with similar ideologies? And what type of vetting process will they go through to ensure they uphold?
I don't know, but they're great justices. That's all I can say. And I hope they're going to be around a long time. I hope they're going to stay healthy. They're great people. They're great. And Justice Alito, too. Add to the group. These are great men with a great love of our country and a great understanding of the law.
Congress to take additional action on tariffs now?
No, I don't need to. It's already been approved. I mean, I would ask Congress, probably get it. When people look at the real numbers, and you look at hundreds of billions of dollars that have come into our country. Yesterday, I was at a steel plant, and went to great place, great plant, great, wonderful people. And they were telling me, I said to them, you were there, a lot of the press room. I don't think this plane's big enough to take press in this, but a lot of the press right here, Georgia. And I said to the owner, I made a speech at a factory, it's steel products. And I said, how are you? Nice to meet you. How's business? President, I'd love to kiss you. A very powerful man. I don't want to be kissed by that man. But a very powerful, strong man. He's been in the steel business for many years. His father started it.
All right, guys. Unfortunately, his voice is starting to trail off, so it's not very loud on here. The last few minutes here, but what do you guys think of this guy? Huh? Thumbs up, thumbs down, guys. No, for I don't like him is a 0. 1, I like him. Let's see what you guys say in the chat. 0, don't like Howard Lutnick, don't trust him. 1, I trust him. I think he's working with President Trump, being a good dude. Let's see what you guys got to say in the chat. I'm going to bring up another little story here having to do with said individual. See what we got here, huh? See what you guys. I want to see what you guys say in the chat here, and then I'll bring up this story. Where is it? Go. Ding ding. Let's see what you guys got to say. Ding ding ding. All right, let me get into the chat here. The chat. Ooh, we got a bunch of 1s and 0s here. Okay. 1 1 1 1. Lots of folks trusting. So remember, 1 is you trust Lutnick, and 0 is you do not. 1, you trust him. 0, you do not. Lots of 1s. Cisco, Alias, Daisy, Diana, B-More, Christy, Wheezy, Dot Matrix, Warrior, Mimo, Web Patriot, Weeb Patriot, Chris Shaw, Sanjand, D Drake, and then Fast Traveler says 0. Archie's Ghost is a 1. Real Buddy Baru 0. Reds of Hera 1. Rip Patriot 1189 0. Bab Rocks is a 1. Overbuilt Automotive, have no idea about him. That's hey. Casey Bowser, I abstain. Don't trust him, but trust the plan. Might be where I'm at. James Pettis is a 1. Ray Hall 0. Denmark Beer 0. Brett Wesley 1 seems strange. 0 is you do not trust, and 1 is you do trust. Yeah, okay. Which is which? I can't even say your name, but you put 0.5. Cisco says not sure, no idea. Just there for the truth. 0, don't stop believing. Okay. That's over on YouTube and Rumble. Let's see what the Foxhole families are. Canoe Ride, okay. Too Manyism says 1. Timothy Nortoni says 01. A from PA, yep, part of the space squad over there on Pilled. I appreciate that. It says, I trust Trump. Aha, Life of Brian, 0. Don't trust him. Need a bit more time to see what he does. Yeah, absolutely. Shu, SCHEW1 says 000000000. Adam A, I don't like all the 911 info surrounding him. Aha. Paul Revere, I don't care unless he's a pedo, then give him a canoe ride. Love it. Oh, hilarious, guys. Let's see. How about the D Live folks? I know we don't get to go over here in the chat as much, but had to be there. Guy didn't look supportive of Trump. His body language says Susie Q. The answer says watching patiently to see where this is going. Susie Q says, my ex works in steel factory. He noticed the difference in steel right away and the quality of it. Yes. The answer says a 1. Okay, so here we go, guys. And again, let's see. Let me see if I can pull up this other one. I want to pull up one more story quick. I just didn't plan on doing it. Yeah. Wasn't planning on doing this one. All right, so I'm just going to give you guys a couple tidbits of information here. Polly St. George. Remember her, Polly? Amazing Polly? Oh, I haven't seen Polly in quite some time. I used to get a crap load of people in her chat used to come over and drop in my chat. You guys need to go check out Amazing Polly. I'm like, oh boy. Howard Lutnick's firm, Cantor Fitzgerald, was located in the Twin Towers on 9/11. Howard wasn't there that morning because he decided to drop his son off at kindergarten. Lucky. Did you know Lutnick's sister also got lucky that day? What are the odds? Lawyer saved by canceled appointment on 911 speaks out on how loss of brother and how she turned heartbreaking into healing. Edie Lutnick heads a charity that has raised and distributed almost $300 million. Oh, they all have organizations and foundations, apparently, right? And so another thing I was going to mention, Howard Lutnick didn't go. There was some mention about maybe it was the first day of school for his kid, and some people said, well, actually the school started a week before that, so I don't know if the first day of school story is legit 100%, but I do know the story that he had to take his kid to school is what they went with. Also be known, I thought I could have sworn his brother also died in there as well. Loss of brother right here, 9/11, loss of brother. So Howard Lutnick's brother actually died in that as well. You know what, guys? I've had 2 of those big unamates, which are about 20 ounces each, really short order. So I'm going to play you, unfortunately, some Susan Rice while I go run up to the men's room really quickly and back down. This is, to me, this is crazy, guys. 2 minutes and 51 seconds. Should be plenty of time. But keep in mind, guys, the panic is real.
But when it comes to the elites, you know, the corporate interests, the law firms, the universities, the media, I agree with you, Preet. It is not. It's not going to end well for them. For those that decided that it was, you know, that they would act in their perceived very narrow self-interest, which I would underscore is very short-term self-interest, and, you know, take a knee to Trump. I think they're now starting to realize, wait a minute, you know, this is not popular. Trump is not popular. What he is doing, whether on the economy and affordability or on immigration now, is not popular. And that there is likely to be a swing in the other direction. And they are going to be caught with more than their pants down. They're going to be held accountable by those who come in opposition to Trump and win at the ballot box. And I can tell you, Preet, you know, as I talk to leaders in Washington, leaders in our party, leaders in the states, if these corporations think that the Democrats, when they come back in power, are going to, you know, play by the old rules, and say, oh, never mind, we'll forgive you for all the people you fired, all the policies and principles you violated, all, the laws you've skirted. I think they've got another thing coming because, just like when Trump thought, okay, I'll redistrict and the Democrats won't have the guts to play hardball. They're going to be surprised. Democrats have had a bellyful, and we're not going to play by, the old set of rules when these guys are playing by a very different set of rules. We're going to play by the law, but we're not going to violate the law the way they do, but we're not going to be suckers. And so I think, whether you're a law firm, whether you're a university, whether you're a media entity, whether you're a big corporation, whether you're big tech, you need to play a long game, not this short game that has been so detrimental. There will be an accountability agenda. Companies already are starting to hear they better preserve their documents. They better be ready for subpoenas. If they've done something wrong, they'll be held accountable. And if they haven't broken the law, good for them. If they've done the right things, good for them. That also will be noted and remembered. But this is not going to be an instance of forgive and forget.
Right.
The damage that these people are doing is too severe to the American people and to our national interest.
So what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Is she a little, I don't know, acting a little crazy there or something? There will be an accountability agenda. It's not going to end well for them. Taking a knee to Trump. This is not going to be an instance of forgive and forget. Huh. What do you think, guys? Let's see. I mean, to me, that's unbelievable panic. The fact that basically she's telling people like, hey, we got another president who could come in after him. And if that's the case, then you guys are going to basically pay the price for this. It sounds like very threatening as far as I'm concerned. And never forget, guys, what did they do? What did they do? Here we go. Let's see. Susan Rice, you guys remember what she did? Let's see. Popping this one up 1 second here. All right, so what do you think of that, guys? On January 20th, now tell me this doesn't sound all on the up and up. Now, why would a woman like that be panicked about President Trump? On January 20th, 2017, the final day of the Obama administration, then National Security Advisor Susan Rice sent an email to herself to document a January 5th, 2017 meeting. Oh, wait. So 15 days, and this is actually new to me because I thought it was like the same day that they had the meeting or whatever, but apparently it was not. Isn't that interesting? I thought it was on the freaking day that it happened. It was 15 days ahead of time. Oval Office meeting regarding the FBI's investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election and communications involving incoming National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Email became a focal point of congressional investigations in 2018 and was fully declassified in May of 2020. Well, why was it such a controversial email? It's because she said that she basically wanted to make sure that they did, or excuse me, Obama wanted to make sure that they did everything, quote, by the book. Now, why would you say something like that, guys? Right? I would contend that you say like that because it's you knew that you're doing absolutely the opposite of that. But oh no, we need to he said do it everything by the books. We need to make sure it's done absolutely by the books. Isn't that interesting? Ooh. And I got one for you guys here. Let me see if I can key this thing up here. I think you might find this interesting. I have to get the right timestamp for it. I tried to send this to my buddy. Actually, you know what? I get what? There it is. There's my timestamp right there. My buddy Marauder. Now we have 6 turncoats in the Supreme Court Coney Barrett sucks. Yeah, Trump brought her in, though, for whatever reason, right? I mean, I don't know. I think there had to be a reason for it. All right, now I sent this to my buddy the other day. And actually, I'm going to play this one as well. I thought this one was very interesting. So I'll let you guys play this as I'm setting up this next video here into show links. Here we go. Show links. So anybody that asks you guys about all of the ICE nonsense, ICE put out a nice little video yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. 18th, so 2 days ago. Here we go. Let's see. Get this up fresh new. Here we go. We got volume. Rock and roll.
You know where you are with. You know where you are with. Floor collapsing, falling, bouncing back and
Right? That's our why. And you know the answer I get? And this is just a straight up Democrat response, essentially. And it's like, let's see, what did he say? I said, you know, what about all these people here? Like the girls, the children, the people that are dying under the illegals. Americans kill more immigrants than anybody. What? I don't even see how stupid their arguments are. Americans kill more immigrants than anybody. Really? I don't think that's accurate. I don't think that's even close to accurate. But see what I'm dealing with. They're absolutely on this. I don't know. They're like on Pluto, essentially, guys. So let me pull this one up because this one I think gives us it gives special meaning today. Let me see here. So I tried to send this to him. And I said, listen, please do me a favor and listen to this for 2 minutes. I've been basically telling him, have you ever seen somebody, a president, been gone after as hard as President Trump has? He's like, well, because he started attacking people. I'm like, no, if you go check the record, they all attacked him first. It was a joke that he was even going to win. But then when he won, it was like, oh, crap, right? I said, so watch this video. And I said, he's basically telling Obama to his face and the rest of the world that essentially, guess what? All of you people here in D.C., you all got fat. You all got rich. But guess what? The American people, they did not partake in your richness. You guys padded your pockets while the American people suffered for what you basically put them through. I said, this is him telling Obama to his face and the whole world that their gig is up. I said, does this not make any sense to you whatsoever? And so, as you're going to see, guys, President Trump, the billionaire mogul, hotelier, what do you call it? Reality television star. Oh, you know what? I'm going to run for president. And you know what? By the time I do, which is in short order, I am going to be flanked by, and we've done the research on this. I forget. I think the light blue band was a military intelligence, and I think the darker band was a JAG officer. But think about this and what different meaning this may bring to you guys today versus back then. Ready? I mean, it is absolutely an epic one, and I think our movement speech is just slightly less than this one because I very much enjoy this speech. But here we go.
To carry out the orderly and peaceful transfer of power. And we are grateful to President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama for their gracious aid throughout this transition. They have been magnificent. Thank you.
All right, here they are, guys. I'm just going off of memory, but if it's not this way, it's the other way around. But like, say, for example, this is military intelligence band, and this band indicates JAG officer. So it's either that way or the other way around. Doesn't really matter, but they're both represented, and multiple units and multiple things are multiple factions are represented behind him. But also note, oh, hey, Michelle and Barry, oh, you've been so supportive. Thank you. You've been magnificent. You guys have been great. And then he says this.
Today's ceremony, however, has very special meaning because today we are not merely transferring power from one administration to another or from one party to another, but we are transferring power from Washington, D.C., and giving it back to you, the people. For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government while the people have borne the cost. Washington flourished, but the people did not share in its wealth. Politicians prospered, but the jobs left and the factories closed. The establishment protected itself, but not the citizens of our country. Their victories have not been your victories. Their triumphs have not been your triumphs. And while they celebrated in our nation's capital, there was little to celebrate for struggling families all across our land.
Right. I mean, hey, magnificent job. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Michelle. Oh, yeah, by the way, these pieces of crap, they got filthy rich while you guys suffered. Like, literally, that's how it went right there. Oh, you guys have been so great. Magnificent. Puts up the fingers there and then pivots into, these clowns got rich. You guys got poor. And they're the reason. And if you guys noticed, too, when they took off, too, they didn't go back up the steps. I think they came in down up the steps, right? They all come down here. Ding, ding, ding. Here we go. So they all come in down the steps, I believe. Oh, all right, you're going to have one guy here comes in, drops the umbrella. Then you have all these guys start coming in. Obama, thanks, Barry. You've been magnificent. And then you got rich while everybody else got poor, you piece of crap. Okay, so you don't really see where they come in from. They may have flanked in from the side, but when they leave, they certainly go out the back as well. They go out the sides there. They don't go up the thing. They spread out amongst. I think one guy goes up. Does one guy go up? No? Interesting. Spread back in throughout the crowd, guys. So huge, right? Just think about the timing of this. And I always have to kind of remind people that President Trump takes all of these slings and arrows for us, right? But remember, who's running the show here? Is President Trump running the show? He's the president, right? I don't believe he's running the show. I believe he's the ringleader of this circus. Hey, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Here, center stage. Here, look at me. Look over here. Don't look over there, right? He was asked, was POTUS asked to run for president with assurances, blah, 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 blah? Yeah, by who? Oh, okay. So again, while everybody's putting everything on Trump, all of these changes that are going to be happening out here, he's getting the brunt of all the ire from the other side. But it's not really him that's running this gag here, right? We have the Patriots behind him for sure. So, all right, guys, it is 2:06, and I was planning on doing about 2 hours. It's starting to snow here, and I'm going to raid you guys into Mr. Joe Rambo in a minute, and I'm going to I played this in the very beginning, guys. I'm not going to play the audio now, but I'm going to play this so you guys can see this here because I can't say enough good about it. Let me see. Where is it? It's only going to go on here, so it's going to play for a second. I'll mute it right away. Here we go.
If you're constantly battling low energy...
So this, guys, this stuff I've been taking since not this Monday past. So let me pull up my little calendar here, my trusty calendar. No, that's not a calendar. Go. So not the 16th, excuse me, not the 16th, but the 9th. And then I think I started on the 9th, and by the 12th, I did a weigh-in like 2 or 3 days after, and I was already down 2 pounds. So I'm very excited to go do another weigh-in this week. But like I mentioned, the in-laws or ex-in-laws, they're sick over there, so I don't want to catch anything. Although, amazingly, everybody else seems to be getting sick except for me around here. Historically, I'll be right there with my son, taking care of him. Somehow I just not getting sick at all. And knock on wood, but I've not been sick this whole season. So very happy with that. But this stuff, guys, I think I was going above and beyond. And I can already tell with my pants, like, sometimes your pants feel a little tight in the waist or maybe in the thigh area. Well, noticeably, one pair of pants that I wear, noticeably, feeling much better to wear because they're not as much friction on my thighs or my waist, for sure. Let me play that one. I just let it background. And basically, you take a drink in the morning, and it has an appetite suppressant in it, and so all that stuff that everybody's taking that, oh god, what the hell is that? Ozempic shot. It's a synthetic GLP-1, right? This stuff basically makes your body produce the GLP-1 naturally. And so even on the first day, I was like, dude, I haven't eaten in like 18 hours. I'm not even hungry. And I end up taking the balance anyways. But every day I've been fasting for a good minimum 12 hours. But most days are like 16. And actually, I don't think there's even been a 12-hour day. I think they're more like 14 to 16-hour fasts. So I do eat later in the day. So, 8:30, 9 o'clock. But I do go to bed very late as well. So... but then again, I'm not eating till, the last time I'll have a little snack might be like 2 a.m. playing some video games with Hulk. But then I'm not eating again till like 8 o'clock the next day. And I'm not like sitting there like, oh my God, I can't wait till I get to my next meal. So I can't say enough great things about that, guys. So you want to do the old challenge along with me, see who can lose more percentage. I already got a bet with my son that I can lose a certain amount of weight by April 9th. And we're going to go golfing at the driving range. And so depending on who wins that bet, either he's paying or I'm paying. I'll probably end up paying either way, even if I win the bet. I'm not going to make my son, 15-year-old, pay for golf. But he is working now, so maybe I should hold him to it. But I wanted that bet just to kind of get my butt off the ground and get active again. And, super proud of myself in that it's been 10 days, I think, since I've had any drink with any sugar in it whatsoever, period, and I feel absolutely great for that. So, can't say great enough things about that enough, guys. So let me head over to the old D Lives as I'm heading out of here. Thank you to Big Hair Tsunami, Patriot Chick, and P Dancer over there, the top 3 contributors. Again, oh wait, I got 5 diamonds in here now. You know what? I'm gonna do this so I don't waste them all. I'll put 2 diamonds in there for now. And you should keep at least. Okay. I got to show you guys what's going on here because it's not making sense if I don't do it otherwise. So I saw 5.2 in here, and I'm like, I can add 5.2. So I'm like, add 2 for now. We'll do 2 the other day. But no, up here in the right corner, guys, 1.27 is as much diamonds as I have in here. So I think I can maybe put 1 in. Can I? You should keep at least 0.5 diamonds. 1.5. Oh. So yeah, I can't even do that now, guys. I'm distributing the rewards, but thank you for that, guys, over there. Rewards are coming in 25 and counting. And I'm heading over to the foxhole.app, aka killed.net. Going way back to the beginning, I see a bunch of Sean Joes in there, and I appreciate you, brother. We'll drop the can right off the bat, followed by a cookie. Appreciate that, my man. Minnesota girl with the cookie says, working and lurking in balmy, crazy upside down Minnesota. Balmy, huh? That must be, it's probably freezing as it is here. Sean Joe with another cookie, followed by yet another cookie. I appreciate that, my man. And then Sean Joe just bought a 12-month bronze tier subscription to the Space Squad. So I appreciate that. He's got his label there with the Space Squad. And then he gifted another month bronze tier subscription out to the channel. So I appreciate that. And then it looks like Stephanie Sprague claimed that 1 month tier subscription from Sean Joe. So awesome for you there, Stephanie. And thank you, Sean Joe, for gifting. And then he gifted out another one. And then it looks like Good Dog 45 grabbed that one up. So awesome there as well. And then Sean Joe gifted out another month. And then looks like A from PA grabbed that one. I don't know if you grab it or if they're just placed to you like they are on Rumble. I'm not really sure. But thank you for that, Sean Joe. And then dropped yet another subscription, which Bubba777 had claimed. So awesome on both of those. So appreciate you, Sean Joe. And then Punk Q Rocker 4Q with 217 gold pills. Thank you for that. And then Good Dog dropped a can. No message on the last two, but thank you. Oh, God is with us 17 says, I see what you're doing there, Punk Rocker, and I'm going to follow you up with 217 gold pills. Says lurking while working. That was me all day, guys. Even when I was working all week. Let's be honest, I was doing more social media than I was doing work, really, and managing to get my work done somehow. Lizzie B with the cookie, so num nums, thank you. And Matt, if you're listening, we need to get some milk for the milk and cookies over there. I'm going to read it anyway, so thank you to Mannyism. Drop the cookie, says, you don't need to read this one out loud. Long-time lurker since 2017-ish, but I'm a lifelong conspiracy guy. Thank you, and God bless you and your son, Spaceshot. Keep up the great work, bud. Hey, I appreciate that. I do. So thank you for that. I'm always going to read them because you guys take the time to write them out and send in a donation with them. I, of course, will absolutely read them. Neo with the shade says, happy Friday, brother. Yeah, it is. And we got a little bit of snow coming down. It's more thicker coming down here. We'll see how the rest of the week goes here in wonderful Rhode Island. Oh, and I got one after these ones, guys, a couple more. I'm going to show you a quick story about Rhode Island. I've been trying to tell you guys that Rhode Island is no bueno. But maybe this illustration will prove out a little bit better for you guys. And Sean Joe dropped another cookie at the end there, brother. Appreciate that. Followed by the last one, Norwegian Wood with the cookie from 2028. Boom. All right, guys. I would love Trump to be in his current capacity, mentally forever. If he could stay in, that would be great. But we do have to understand at a certain point, he's gonna be too old to be president, right? And so we do need to make plans after him. Now, who's the next guy in line? And guys, I've said this a million times, and maybe some of you guys don't like me for it or whatever. It's just how I feel, but I do not, and you can ask Wheezy. We've talked about this in the past, and I just don't trust him. I just don't trust the vice president. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because of what Pence did in the past. Maybe it's his friggin' eyeliner. I don't know. And I don't know that he wears eyeliner, but it sure looks like he does. Something about him, I don't know. I just don't know. I got the weirdest feeling about him. But we do need to think about in the future, and it can't just be like, oh, the Trump family is the only people we can ever trust. We need to find good people to get in there that we can trust, and they need to make it so people can't manipulate the system going forward. They need to make it foolproof. So it's going to be a lot of changes, guys, coming up in a very short period of time. I'm thoroughly convinced of that, and we've been seeing the panic, essentially, from all these folks out there. Yeah, don't let Pence or McStain ruin the vice president office, right? That's sure. Yeah, and that's another thing. There have been some people who do, they get messages from God, or they believe that they do at least, and a few of those people have also said recently they believe J.D. Vance is no bueno. But again, that meme Vance is better. Yeah, that's hilarious. Tulsi, yes, but Vance, I'm 50-50 on. Weeb Patriot wrote. Yeah, I mean, again. Oh, and actually, you know what? There's two more things. I'm sorry. Let me see. I was going to bring this one up, and then I had to go pee, remember? Okay, so there was that one really quick. There was that one. And this one here really quickly. Rubber Duck says, U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick's son and the investment bank he once led bought up tariff refund claims from companies for pennies on the dollar. With today's Supreme Court decision striking Trump's tariffs down, these claims are now worth billions of dollars. Note, remember, this is a top-to-bottom disclosure operation. Those closest to Trump are under the brightest light. And although he may seem to, quote, love and praise them, many are there or propped up close to Trump specifically for future exposure. Everyone allowed to live was given a script and a way out. That's very possible, guys. Very, very possible. Because you look around, you're like, oh, this slime ball. The hell's he doing there? Yeah. Cantor Fitzgerald, 9/11, Bill Barr, all the things that he couldn't be prosecuted on. But hey, you bring him back into the fold, and hey, maybe we need to. And actually, I think Bill Barr was dual fold. Maybe you bring him back because you know he's going to protect his people, but also you needed him, who a lot of Democrats trusted back then, right? You needed him to be the guy who went through the Mueller stuff to say, no, there's nothing here, right? Had you had a Dan Bongino or a Kash Patel or anybody else backing that up, I don't know that they're going to buy that, right? They're not going to believe that as wholeheartedly as they did with Barr. So that could be a dual-purpose reason for old Billy Barr there coming back into the fold. But we knew what he was going to do, which was, as usual, protect the hive, right? And so the last one out here, guys. I played this one. I didn't even forgot about this. I uploaded this last night. A little rap song from 2008, guys, from a rapper named Prodigy. I'm going to remove this here so you guys can see. I added a couple little words and graphics into it here because the closed captioning is absolutely horrible. Some of it's right, but some of it's wrong. So I had to kind of indicate certain things that they blocked out here.
Cut out all the smoking and drinking. The wine and the spirits, it's evil when you think it, baby, so I'm telling the truth. You live it, then you see it. You breathe it, then you feel it. I tell you a little secret, it's a secret. Government that worship an owl. They practice witchcraft to harness their power. Little kids for energy, it's satanic ritual, WTC. They lit the Pentagon on fire. That's lighting the pentagram on fire. Now hold on, let me cut that up.
Oh, they lit the Pentagon on fire. That's lighting a pentagram on fire. Symbolism will be their downfall. Will absolutely be their downfall. This is the last one I wanted to show you. Ding, ding, ding. About my lovely state of Rhode Island. Right? Two cautionary tales of Rhode Island. That I've been telling y'all my state of Rhode Island is and has been bad. Brown University, trans shooters in parentheses, right? S in parentheses. Gina Raimondo was the governor of Rhode Island from 2015 to 2021. Then she was placed in Biden's cabinet as the Commerce Secretary. Well, what does Commerce Secretary do? Yeah, business growth, things like that, business climate. Well, over Gina Raimondo's 2015 to 2021 time as governor, Rhode Island, out of 50, 50 being the worst, Rhode Island was 48, 50, 45, 45, 50, and 46, missing 1 year for COVID for as far as business climate. So dead last, bottom 5. So sure, she's perfect to put in charge of economic growth and business development under the Biden administration. What do you think, guys? Then we go back to 1974. Where we have a citizen named Buddy Cianci. He became mayor, 74 to 84, resigned in 84 before being convicted of felony assault. I think that's when he put the cigarette butts out on the guy's arm that was having sex with his wife. He had his state trooper security guard go pick the guy up and bring him back to the office, and then, started doing that stuff to them. So then, he resigned in 84, felony assault charges. Oh, hey, he went away till 1990. Comes back and runs for mayor. Now you got a felony assault charge on your repertoire. Runs for mayor in 1990 and wins. 1991 to 2002. Where again arrested this time on racketeering charges and served 4.5 years in Club Fed. So yeah, pretty bad. Now you guys know what I mean about Rhode Island being pretty bad? Aha. So, all right, guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me here. Ghost did text me back. He said he had a real late night. He apologizes. We'll make it up. We'll make it up at the end there another time. So, oh, thank you, Debbie. Thank you. I forgot to release the scratch-ins, and Debbie will not have that. So she's got your back, guys. And there you go, releasing the scratch-ins. Bada bing. Hey, at least I did 1 out of 2, right? I did the old the D lives. So yes, thank you. Those scratch-ins have been released over there. I do appreciate it. And Coyote, I don't know if that was from yesterday. Yeah, that was from yesterday. But thank you for gifting out the subscription over there. And then Whip and Spur gifted out 5 subscriptions to the channel today. I do very much appreciate that. And then this is from, I think this is from yesterday, but this is funny because Superplay says, I found you guys again tonight since like 2020. Sorry, I forgot. I thought that was hilarious. So Whip and Spur, I think that was today. It came up as today, but I didn't actually see it come through the feed. But I do appreciate you, Whip and Spur, and all of you guys for hanging out. Again, I'm going to raid you guys into Rambo and Friends. I think that's the last raid I got to do to be my Rumble Studio. And sometime this weekend, I'm going to pop on the computer and I'm going to do some premium hours. And just so everybody knows how that works, if you have a subscription to my channel, you can watch anything that I put on the channel. If you have Rumble Premium, you can watch anybody's Rumble Premium. So say if you don't buy Rumble Premium for each person's channel, Rumble Premium gives you any premium content on Rumble anywhere, just so you guys know. But you don't need to buy Rumble Premium. You can just buy the $5 subscription to the channel if you want to see individuals' premium stuff. So I was thinking of having a live stream, and generally with the premiums, there's not as many people in there. But if we can get a bunch of folks in there, I'd like to have some fun like we were doing back in 2018 and 2019, and go find some people on like YouTube that are anti-Trumpers that are doing their videos, and we'll go raid their room and then just be civil and be nice about it, but just correct their mistakes with facts. And we used to do that in 2018 and 19. It was a hell of a time. We used to call it, raid into these other rooms and then basically take over their chat and not allow them to keep spewing their lies. Those are pretty fun. So we'll see how that works out. But of course, I will be back with Hulkinator tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time for anybody that happens to be new here. Today is Friday, right? Yeah, happy Friday. Happy Friday the 20th, guys. Oh my goodness. I swear it feels like just the other day it was friggin' January 1st, and it is going so damn fast, guys. That might be a good thing, right? Might be a good thing. So let me get out of here. Worth doing. So yeah, like I said, guys, I'm gonna raid you over to the Rambo side. Thank you to the mods out there. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys out there, as you see on the screen here. Again, I'll be back with Hulkinator at 1 p.m. tomorrow. And as I say at the end of every show, I do appreciate each and every last one of you wonderful world patriots out there for tuning in. And until that next one, thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Peace.
Hello, guys. Something special is happening in here. That's right, it's Brackets and Jackets, bringing it back for Brackets and Jackets, Special Epstein Island Edition. That's right, folks, Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, the man with the island, which is suspiciously close to Haiti. That's right, you see this man, Jeffrey Epstein, is funding lots of people. He's funding lots of people on the street to make sure his shit doesn't get out. That's right, they want the record sealed. And they're paying a lot of people. Epstein's paying a lot of people. Oh boy. For one, he's got a whole Mossad media matrix in America. And I would bet you anything that Alex Jones is one of them. Proof song. That's right, Cappy's in the portal. Cappy's in the portal. Cappy's in the building with songs about Epstein. It's Breakfast with Jackets Epstein edition. Guys, I had some epiphanies today. I had some real big epiphanies about some guys. A big network of guys and spies and lies and liars. All right, think about this for a minute, okay? The guy in Portland, the scientist that just got busted for producing CP, that guy is 1 degree of separation away from Epstein. Epstein, the investor that lives in West Palm Beach, Florida. I know a guy who lives in West Palm Beach, Florida as well. Investor as well. Also involved as well. And all is not well with these guys. The Florida boys, the Glow boys, the Scott Israels of the world. You see, Epstein is Hillary Clinton. And Epstein is Haiti. And Epstein is a big network of media assets. By the way, did you know that Steve Bannon was going to that guy for money? Also, Epstein is Epstein Oprah. Epstein is Chris Tucker. You remember him. Epstein is also Kevin Spacey. Epstein is also Prince Andrew. Epstein is also... Who else is Epstein? Who else is Epstein? Tell me. You guys know? Who else is Epstein? Is Epstein Big Pharma? Is Epstein Bryan Singer? Is Epstein Naomi Campbell? Yep, all of the above. All of the above. Who is Epstein? Epstein is the keystone of a whole motherfucking matrix. And once you pull it out, it all falls down. Dersh was there too. That's right, we're dropping red pills every day. And red pills in the best kind of way. This is Brackets and Jackets for the denizens of islands.
Cool. Stick around, guys. Don't go away. We got somebody that needs to get clarified here. There you go. Mr. Where'd you go? Mr. Grinch. You're asking about Trump, and I got the perfect letter for you right here, buddy, okay? Dear Rhinos and Dems, where was your outrage in early 2000 when Jeffrey Epstein was first arrested? Not much, none. Nobody really knew about it, right? Remember, 2005 and 6, Trump called the Palm Beach chief of police and told him, you need to arrest this guy, it's horrible, everybody knows what this guy's doing. Only Trump did that. Then where was your outrage in 2015 when Trump, being the first celebrity to make it public, did so at CPAC? Oh, Bill Clinton gonna have a lot of problem with that island. Ask Prince Andrew. Still no outrage. Jeffrey Epstein arrested and then gone from jail, however you want to say what happened. Where was your outrage then? Non-existent. Only when Trump said it's a Dem hoax, when he sat back in his office and he said, oh, I don't know why people talk about this Epstein stuff. Oh, he's protecting his friends. Which of his friends are not outed exactly there, Mr. Grinch? I'm waiting on names here. Which of his friends are not outed? Oh, by the way, all of the Epstein files are out now. Only when Trump said it's a Dem hoax, that's when people like you started running your friggin' stupid mouth. Nobody cared, children, including yourself, right, Mr. Grinch? You didn't care shit about it, right? Nobody cared children were being taken advantage of until, and only until, you and your scummy friends thought you could bury Trump with it. See how screwed up you mofos are? Bunch of hypocrites, the lot of you. Oh no, it's Trump, he's blocking his friends. Yeah, okay. Since 2006, he's been dropping the dime on Jeffrey Epstein. And all of you idiots that sit here and say Trump's backing his friends, idiots, right? None of you cared until you thought you could get Trump with it. Didn't care kids were being taken advantage of. None of you. Don't sit there like you're Mr. Righteous when you're a freaking scumbag at the end of the day. Have a nice day, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out.